A recent survey found that experienced travelers over 60 are making at least 3 preventable mistakes per airport visit, and some of these errors are costing hundreds of dollars in fees, missed connections, or unnecessary exhaustion. Here's the thing. Airport policies have changed dramatically in the past few years. Security procedures are different. Baggage rules have shifted. Even check-in processes work differently than they did just 2 years ago. And if you're relying on travel habits from the pre-pandemic era, you're likely running into problems you don't even realize you're causing. Today I'm breaking down the 9 most common airport mistakes senior travelers make in 2026. From booking errors that waste money to security line choices that add an hour to your journey. I'll show you exactly what's changed, why these mistakes happen, and most importantly, how to avoid every single one. By the end of this video, you'll know how to navigate modern airports with confidence, save money, and arrive at your destination with energy to spare. Mistake number 9. Not enrolling in TSA PreCheck or Clear. Many senior travelers still stand in regular security lines for 45 minutes when they could be breezing through PreCheck in under 10 minutes. TSA PreCheck costs $78 for 5 years. That's about $15 per year. And if you're 75 or older, you can renew for free in some locations. Here's what you get. You keep your shoes, belt, and light jacket on. Your laptop and liquids stay in your bag, and the line moves significantly faster. Clear is another option that uses biometric scanning to verify your identity. It costs $189 per year, but if you have certain credit cards like American Express Platinum or Delta Reserve, it's often included free. Action step. Visit the TSA PreCheck website to find an enrollment center near you. Bring your driver's license and passport. The appointment takes about 10 minutes, and your approval usually comes within a week. If you're finding this information helpful and want more senior travel secrets like these, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss money-saving travel tips designed specifically for travelers over 60. Mistake number 8. Checking bags when you don't need to. Baggage fees have increased across almost every airline. United, American, and Delta now charge $35 for the first checked bag on domestic flights, and $45 for the second. That's $70 to $90 round trip for a couple. But here's what many travelers don't realize. Most airlines allow one carry-on bag plus one personal item for free. A standard carry-on can hold enough clothing for a week-long trip if you pack strategically. Action step. Invest in a quality carry-on that maximizes the size limits, typically 22 by 14 by 9 inches. Use packing cubes to compress clothing. Wear your bulkiest shoes and jacket on the plane. If you must check a bag, do it online during check-in rather than at the airport. It's sometimes cheaper. Exception. If you have mobility issues or simply prefer not dealing with overhead bins, checking bags is absolutely fine. Just factor the cost into your budget and check bags online in advance. Mistake number 7. Arriving too early or too late. The TSA recommends arriving 2 hours before domestic flights and 3 hours before international flights. But many seniors either arrive 4 hours early, leading to exhaustion before the flight even boards, or cut it too close and risk missing their flight. Here's the smart approach. Check your specific airport's current wait times. Many airports publish real-time security wait times on their websites or apps. Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson has an app showing security line wait times by terminal. Same with LAX, O'Hare, and most major hubs. Action step. Download your airport's app or check their website the morning of your flight. If security waits are under 15 minutes and you have TSA PreCheck, 90 minutes for domestic is usually fine. If you're flying during peak times like Monday mornings, Friday afternoons, or holiday weekends, add an extra 30 to 60 minutes to be safe. I'll reveal to you my pro tip later in the video that saves hundreds of dollars every time you travel. But first, you need to understand why this mistake is so costly. When you book flights and hotels separately, you're missing out on bundle discounts, loyalty program benefits, and the convenience of managing everything through one platform. Mistake number 6. Not requesting wheelchair or escort services when needed. Many seniors who would benefit from wheelchair assistance don't request it because they feel they don't need it yet or worry about appearing weak. But these services exist specifically to help travelers conserve energy for their actual trip. Airport terminals can require walking over a mile from check-in to your gate. That's exhausting even for younger travelers, especially if you're carrying bags or dealing with tight connections. Here's the truth. Wheelchair and escort services are completely free at U.S. airports. You're not taking advantage of anyone. These services are staffed and budgeted specifically for travelers who need assistance. Action step. When booking your flight, look for the Special Assistance section. You can also call the airline directly or request assistance when you check in online 24 hours before your flight. When you arrive at the airport, there are clearly marked assistance desks near every entrance. Even if you only need help with a long walk to a distant gate, that's a perfectly valid reason to request assistance. Mistake number 5. Forgetting about the 311 liquids rule. The TSA's 311 rule hasn't changed, but it's still the #1 reason travelers get delayed at security. All liquids, gels, and aerosols must be in containers of 3.4 ounces or 100 milliliters or less. All containers must fit in 1 quart-sized clear plastic bag, and you're limited to 1 bag per passenger. This includes items many people don't think of as liquids: toothpaste, contact lens solution, liquid makeup, gel deodorant, shaving cream, and even cheese spreads. What catches seniors specifically? Prescription medications in liquid form. These are allowed in quantities greater than 3.4 ounces, but you must declare them separately at security. Eye drops, liquid vitamins, and medical gels all fall under this exception, but you need to take them out of your bag and inform the TSA officer. Action step. Pack all toiletries in your checked bag if possible. If you must carry them on, transfer products to TSA-approved travel size containers before you leave home. Keep your liquids bag easily accessible at the top of your carry-on so you can quickly remove it at security. For medications, place them in a separate clear bag and have your prescription information available if questioned. Mistake number 4. Not understanding airline seat selection fees. Airlines have gotten increasingly aggressive about charging for seat selection. What used to be free now costs $15 to $60 per seat, depending on the airline and route. Here's what's changed. Basic economy fares, the cheapest option on United, American, and Delta, don't include advanced seat selection. You're assigned a random seat at check-in, which often means middle seats in the back of the plane. But here's the insider tip. Most airlines make exceptions for travelers with disabilities or mobility issues. If you call the airline's accessibility desk and explain that you need an aisle seat for medical reasons or need to sit near the front due to mobility concerns, they'll often assign you a seat at no charge, even on basic economy tickets. Action step. If you're booking basic economy and need a specific seat, call the airline's special assistance line after booking. Explain your needs clearly and professionally. Have your confirmation number ready. In many cases, they'll make an exception and assign you an appropriate seat without the fee. Alternatively, if you're flexible, you can save money by accepting the random assignment and requesting a seat change at the gate if better options are available. Mistake number 3. Not bringing proper medical documentation. This is the mistake that causes the most stress and can actually prevent you from flying. If you're traveling with medical equipment, medications, or have conditions that might require assistance, proper documentation is essential. What you need: a list of all medications with generic names, not just brand names, in case you need refills while traveling. A doctor's note for any liquid medications over 3.4 ounces. Prescriptions for controlled substances like pain medications, ADHD medications, or anxiety medications. Medical device cards for pacemakers, defibrillators, or metal implants that will trigger metal detectors. Oxygen concentrator approval if you need supplemental oxygen. This must be approved by the airline in advance. Here's what catches people. Carrying someone else's medication, even a spouse's, is technically illegal. Each person must carry their own prescriptions in labeled containers. International travel has even stricter rules. Some medications legal in the US are banned in other countries. Ambien is illegal in Japan. Codeine is banned in Greece. Adderall is prohibited in Japan and South Korea. Action step: visit the embassy website of your destination country and search for medication restrictions. Make a copy of all prescriptions and keep them separate from your actual medications. Take photos of your prescription labels and store them on your phone as backup. The PRO tip I've mentioned before is booking smart with Expedia. It ties all of these secrets together and makes every one of them work even better. Expedia lets you book flights and hotels together, often saving up to 25%, with flexible cancellation and 24/7 support, which is especially helpful if plans change. Instead of juggling multiple sites, everything stays in one place, and you still get access to the same airlines where these insider perks apply. Use the link in the description to check current deals and book your next trip the smart way. Mistake number 2, not understanding connection. Time requirements. Airlines sell tickets with connection times as short as 30 to 45 minutes, but that doesn't mean it's realistic, especially for older travelers who may move more slowly or need to use restrooms between flights. Minimum connection times vary by airport. Small airports, 45 to 60 minutes is usually sufficient. Large hubs like Atlanta, Dallas, Chicago, or Denver, 60 to 90 minutes minimum. International connections, 2 to 3 hours minimum. But these are minimums assuming everything goes perfectly. Your first flight lands on time. You don't check bags, you know the airport layout, and you can walk quickly. What really happens? Your first flight lands 15 minutes late. You need to use a restroom. Your connecting gate is in a different terminal requiring a train ride. Suddenly, that 60-minute connection becomes impossible. Action step: when booking flights, intentionally choose connections with at least 90 minutes between flights at large airports, and 2+ hours for international connections. Yes, this makes your travel date longer, but it dramatically reduces stress and the risk of missing your connection. If you miss a connection due to airline delay, they'll rebook you for free. But if you miss it because you booked an unrealistically tight connection, you might have to buy a new ticket. Pro tip: if you're booking directly with an airline and the connection time seems too short, call and ask them to book you on a later connecting flight for free. Most airlines will accommodate this request if you explain your concerns. Finally, we reach mistake number 1. Mistake number 1, not knowing your rights. When flights are delayed or canceled. This is the biggest mistake because it can cost you hundreds of dollars and leave you stranded, but it's also the most preventable once you understand your rights. Here's what most travelers don't know. If your flight is significantly delayed or canceled, US airlines are required to rebook you on the next available flight at no charge, even if it's on a different airline, and provide a full refund if you choose not to travel. But they are not required to pay for hotels if the delay is due to weather or acts of God, provide meal vouchers, or compensate you for missed events or connections. However, many airlines will provide these things if you ask, especially if you're polite and persistent. European flights have stronger protections. If you're flying to, from, or within the EU, you're covered by EU 261 regulations. Delays over 3 hours or cancellations entitle you to compensation ranging from 250 to 600 euros, depending on distance, plus meals, accommodation, and rebooking. Action step number 1. Download your airline's app and enable push notifications. You'll often learn about delays or cancellations before gate agents announce them, giving you time to call the airline and get rebooked before the lines form. Action step number 2. Save the airline's customer service number in your phone. When delays happen, call while simultaneously standing in the rebooking line. Whoever gets you first solves your problem. Action step number 3. Be polite but firm. Instead of asking, "Can you help me?" say, "I need to be rebooked on the next available flight." If the first agent says nothing is available, politely ask to speak with a supervisor. Different agents have different levels of access to rebooking options. Action step number 4. Consider travel insurance if you're taking an expensive trip. Policies typically cost 4 to 8% of your trip cost and cover cancellations, medical emergencies, and trip interruptions. Read the fine print carefully. Some policies don't cover pre-existing conditions unless you buy within 14 days of your first trip payment. Those are the 9 most common airport mistakes senior travelers make in 2026. The good news is that every single one is completely avoidable once you know what to look for. Let me know in the comments which of these mistakes you've made before, or if you have additional tips that have worked for you. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more practical travel advice designed specifically for senior travelers. Safe travels, and I'll see you in the next video.